The Pennsylvania Commonwealth Court today heard a lawsuit over whether mail-in ballots not dated properly should still count. The suit was brought by the ACLU and other voter advocacy groups who say they're concerned about disenfranchisement. Fox 43's James Corrigan followed today's hearing and joins us now. And James, you spoke with attorneys from both sides today.
Yes, I did, Amy, and both sides acknowledge the implications this case could have on the upcoming election. This case has to do with the mail-in ballots that some of you at home fill out every year or 2 years or 4 years whenever you vote. You're required to write the date in full when you fill it out on the envelope. The question is, does your ballot still count if that date is wrong, even if you've signed it and submitted it on time? The Commonwealth Court in Harrisburg heard those arguments today.
The lawsuit, Black Political Empowerment v. Schmid, filed by the ACLU and other grassroots groups, claims that the practice of invalidating ballots without the proper date written down on it is unconstitutional under state law. Attorneys for the ACLU say the case should not be a complicated one.
We're talking about people being disenfranchised, and we have a very strong constitutional right to vote in Pennsylvania, so it should be very straightforward.
The suit is against Commonwealth Secretary Al Schmidt and the election boards of Philadelphia and Allegheny County. Attorneys for the defense argue that the Commonwealth Court does not have standing to rule on the case. They also say that all counties in the Commonwealth should have a say instead of just the largest two.
We, at a minimum, think all 67 counties should have a seat at the table. But this issue is too important to be decided based on the participation of only 2 counties.
The ACLU says that at least 10,000 ballots were not counted in 2022 due to the rejection of ballots without a written date, and that even more could be rejected this year in a higher turnout election. Attorneys from both sides differed on whether the case will be decided before the upcoming election.
It's unclear how many ballots will be affected, but certainly will have some impact. That is, of course, if it's going to be decided before the 2024 election, which I'm not sure it will.
Hopefully the full court is similarly motivated to get this decided as quickly as possible. I think everybody assumes the case is going to go to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court next, and our hope is to get a decision from that court before November.
Now, before that court weighs in, this court, being the Commonwealth Court, will do the same. And both sides do agree that, as you just heard, this will end up in the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. That is likely, so it may be a little bit of time before we find out the conclusion of the result, rather, of this case. Whether it's before or after the election could be anybody's guess, Amy.
Well, James, this is not the first time that we've actually seen a case like this, though. So what is the difference?
Well, key difference, this lawsuit is different from the one decided in the federal Third Circuit Court earlier this year. That ruled that the date requirement was constitutional under federal law. It's also different from the suit that was previously filed and withdrawn in Lancaster County also earlier this year, earlier this summer even, overriding the accurate year on the ballot. And of course, with the election coming up right on the horizon, we can expect the lawsuits to keep coming and coming, Amy.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. All right, James, thanks so much.